everyone, and welcome back to another project tour. I'm going to be touring you through Revive, the presentation center that recently opened on Cambie Street in Vancouver, right across from Oak Ridge. And this multifamily project has been done in partnership with Belford Properties. This presentation center is just shy of about 1,700 square feet. It's located on Cambie Street, not far from the actual project, which is on 52nd and Ash. And this presentation center is home to the Wellside Collection. The Wellside Collection is 4 multifamily projects launched by Belford Properties, and Revive is the very first one, which is designed by House of Bohn. Revive is a collection of 1, 2, and 3 bedroom multi-level homes, so that's essentially townhomes, and they're situated in a building that is a steel frame building. When the House of Bohn team was designing the 2 schemes for these homes, we knew that we wanted to create something really special. In order to create a jumping off point, we looked to the 7 principles of Japanese design. Included in these principles are ideas like calmness, taking inspiration from nature, the idea that design can be really subtle, that it can be austere, that it can be imperfect or not totally balanced. We ended up marrying this idea of Japanese principles with Scandinavian design. We really wanted to incorporate texture into both of the palettes for the 2 schemes of these homes. The schemes are called Sunrise and Moonlight, and I love that the schemes are named after light because light has such an impact on mood and well-being and color, so your access to natural light is abundant. This textural quality was really important to us, and that came in at the very early stages of the concept phase. That is how we came up with the idea of doing a reeded tambour panel on the front of the islands. And seeing the end result, it turned out so beautiful. It's definitely a unique feature for a multifamily home. It plays off of all the other elements like the wood grain on the millwork and the drama that you see in the bathrooms.
The most challenging part of the designs, it was definitely how we can stand for another presentation centers, how we give to the visitors a different experience, something memorable. It's how we showcase the kitchen, how we showcase the bathroom without being like just a presentation center, being like a step forward of that.
Our light scheme, the Sunrise scheme, is complete with a beautiful oak textured millwork. The kitchens have a creamy white upper millwork cabinet. There is a beautiful creamy solid surface stone on the countertops, and then the bathrooms are finished in a gorgeous light gray marble porcelain tile. In contrast to that, the Moonlight scheme, which is the cooler and the darker scheme, has a gorgeous gray upper cabinet. This looks so strong, and in contrast to the tambour wood island, there is tons of drama in the Moonlight scheme. The bathroom that is actually in the presentation center is finished in the dark scheme. So you see the dark porcelain marble tile. It's on the floor, it's on all 4 walls. It's a very dark but dramatic finish, and everybody who has seen this bathroom absolutely loves it. In fact, I've heard that people who have toured through the presentation center all request to have the light kitchen, which is what you see in the presentation center, and have that paired with the bathroom from the dark scheme. What I've also been told is that Revive is now completely sold out, which is incredible. The presentation center launched only a couple months ago, which is a huge testament to the interior design, and we've had a lot of incredible feedback, especially on these kitchens with the tambour finish. One last thing that I'll say about the schemes is that the sunrise and moonlight scheme are both finished with a gorgeous champagne gold hardware and plumbing fixture package. There's just something so rich and luxurious about the hardware and the plumbing fixtures. It definitely adds to the elevated and luxurious quality of these homes.
My favorite part of the finished design is definitely the experience that you have when you walk through the presentation center. It's hard to select just one thing because everything gives you different emotions. So my favorite part was definitely how we create different emotions in the space.
When House of Bohn was designing the presentation center, we were tasked with designing a presentation center that could be used for all of the homes and all of the projects for this Wellside collection. So even though Revive is the first project to launch in this space, we knew that Belford Properties is going to be using this space for future projects. And given that Revive is already sold out, it will probably change over to phase 2 very, very quickly. We really wanted to create an entry point that is distinct and that really speaks to the Japanese and Scandinavian design that we were inspired by when we were designing these homes. That's why when you walk into this front area, you have a very serene and tonal palette. You see that the floors, the walls, the check-in desk, the furniture, everything is really in the same family of color, which is a light oak that has almost a soft whitewash on it. So it has a little bit of a pink undertone. What's beautiful about this color is that it's incredibly calming. It is natural because of the light oak. There's something very zen and serene-like as soon as you walk into this space. There's almost a seamless transition between the floors and the wood panels on the wall. I also really love the check-in desk, which is a gorgeous limestone material. It really does look like it's the same color as the floors and the wood paneling. Behind the check-in desk is a custom wood screen. It's backlit with LED lighting, and that quality of the screen, the geometry of the screen, really speaks to this Japanese and Scandinavian design aesthetic. What I also love in this front entry is the Zen garden. We had an opportunity with the space where there's somewhat of a bay window where you can see right out onto the street. We really wanted to utilize this space and speak to nature and speak to wellness. So we designed a Zen garden in this space where you've got a tree, you've got some pebbles, you've got some moss. This is really about bringing the outdoors inside, quite literally, and again, speaking to the idea of the Japanese and Scandinavian design. Now, as you move through the space to the model table area, there is high contrast that happens here, and this was very deliberate. In fact, this is probably one of my favorite things that we've ever done in a presentation center. So you move from the front area, which is light colored, there's natural materials, it's very zen-like and very serene, and you have to pass through a passageway or a doorway. The doorway is lit, but as soon as you step into the model table area, it is completely black, and I mean black. The floor is a black tile, the model table is a black laminate, the panels and the walls around you are a black laminate, and then the ceiling is painted out in a black paint. It's completely black. So when you're in the model table area, you know that you're in a completely different environment. You're sort of enveloped in the information about the project. You're enveloped in information about Revive. You can see big rendering from the building itself. You can experience the building through the model table, and there's backlit LED panels that have tons of information about the project. This was designed very intentionally so that for future projects you could easily swap out the panels and you could easily switch out the model that's on the model table. I also love that the model table area is sort of a midpoint between the front entry and where you get to experience the kitchen and bathrooms of these homes. So let's talk about these kitchens. I love that when you come to the presentation center, you get to fully experience these gorgeous kitchens. One of the things that you'll notice right off the bat is the incredible height, tons of storage, and lots of drama because of the height of the ceilings. What's showcased in the presentation center is the light scheme for the kitchen. There is a beautiful wood panel, and the wood has a lot of texture to it. This was done very intentionally by the House of Bohn team because the kitchens are already very sleek, they're really contemporary, and so by adding a little bit more texture, it really brings the space together. On the back line, you've got two really tall towers in the light scheme with a light white upper cabinet. In the dark scheme, you would have a full dark painted millwork. I have a hard time deciding which one I like more because the light scheme is light and airy and bright, while the dark scheme has a ton of drama. All the appliances are integrated, so your fridge is integrated, your dishwasher is integrated, and again, you have this gorgeous champagne bronze hardware that looks incredible against the millwork. I also love that these kitchens have dark interior cabinets. This is just a little detail and it happened by fluke, and we were scratching our heads on whether or not we liked this idea, but in the end we decided to keep the dark interiors and it makes for an even more luxurious kitchen design. The statement feature of the kitchens really are the islands. The front tambour is this incredible wood texture. You've got this linear quality that really just accentuates the height that you see in the main floor. I feel like this is what makes these homes so special. It makes a statement, and definitely if you come and see the presentation center, I think it's one of the features that's probably the most memorable. Now, across from the kitchen, we have a lounge. This space was not intended to mimic a home, but we wanted to create an opportunity where we could further emphasize this idea of the Scandinavian and Japanese design. We wanted to bring in some furniture and materials that really highlighted the beautiful home finishes, and we wanted to create a space where if you had a few people circulating through the presentation center, it's a place to take a break. Maybe if your grandparents are with you or you've got kids, you've got a place to kind of just chill and hang out while you check out the other spaces in the home, like the bathrooms. Now this bathroom is high drama, and this is exactly what you would see in the master ensuite for these homes. In the presentation center, we decided to showcase a kitchen from the light scheme and a bathroom from the dark scheme, just to give a little bit of variety to what you might see as a potential home buyer. The bathrooms are finished in a really dark gray porcelain marble in a large format tile, and you see the tile on the floor and all four walls, which just adds to the drama of this bathroom. What I love about these bathrooms is that you've got a floating vanity that's lit underneath. You've got huge mirrors with a double sinks and really beautiful wall-mounted faucets. Again, the faucets are finished in this champagne bronze color, and the color against the gray quartz and the dark marble porcelain tile looks really incredible. I have to say, I think that this is probably one of my favorite multifamily bathrooms that we've ever designed. To complete these spa-like master bathrooms, we've got a really big walk-in shower. It's enclosed in glass, and again, the fixtures in the shower, which you can see through the glass, are in the champagne bronze finish. The most unique thing about this presentation center is definitely having leaned into the Japanese and Scandinavian design. So I would love to hear from all of you what your thoughts are on this design aesthetic. Do you like the tonal front entry area in contrast to the black model table area? And then let us know what you think of these kitchens and bathrooms. Definitely comment below. If you want to check out more about the project and see more photos, head over to houseofbohn.com. As always, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed, and we'll see you in the next project tour. Bye for now.